Hello and welcome. Thank you for watching From Then and Now. I'm your new host, Nathaniel Rowan. And in this episode, I sit down with a couple of my Morehouse brothers and we discuss the current Black economic state in America through the context of the story The Sellers and Glitterlovers. Please enjoy. All right, introduce yourselves, please.
Nehemiah Scholars, freshman, undergrad major from Marietta, Georgia.
Sakai Rollins, freshman finance major from Baltimore, Maryland.
I'm Nathaniel Rowan, freshman economics major from DC. All right, so I guess I'll start by reading the story. The Sellers and Glitterlovers. Long ago, four people who never met before found themselves marooned on a huge island the size of a small continent where no other humans live. Jane Shoemaker, Elizabeth Thornston, Tom Seller, and Jason Glitterlover all meet and start building a community. They soon notice they differ among the four of them on one core value. Elizabeth and Jason soon notice they both share a primary core value. Deep at their core, they love the joys of life, accumulating all sorts of things that make life comfortable, luxurious, and fun. They also value accumulating wealth and capital, but not as much as they enjoy accumulating things. Elizabeth and Jason prefer to put off accumulating wealth and capital until after they first accumulate things. Tom and Jane soon notice they both share a primary core value. Deep at their core, they love accumulating wealth and capital first and foremost. They also value the joys of life and accumulating all sorts of things that make life comfortable, luxurious, and fun, but not as much as their love for accumulating wealth and capital. Tom and Jane prefer to put off accumulating things until after they first accumulate wealth and capital. As a result of differences in common core value systems, Elizabeth and Jason spend more and more time together, engaged in like-minded dialogue. Next thing you know, they start feeling all woozy inside toward each other and soon marry, becoming Mr. and Mrs. Glitterlover. Similarly, Tom and Jane soon marry and become Mr. and Mrs. Seller. As the sole inhabitants of this island called Promise, both couples go about their lives using the primary core values as guiding principles and compasses. They soon procreate, and each family passes their primary core values to their descendants, and teach their descendants to pass on their core values to future generations of their descendants. The families soon diverge into two communities separated by a river. The Sellers live in West River, and the Glitterlovers live in East River. The Seller family quickly developed the practice of investing in leather, plastic, and steel to convert into really nice men and women sunglasses, leather bags, and shoes. Compared to today's dollars, the Sellers spend the equivalent of $5 to produce each pair of luxury sunglasses, the equivalent of $50 to produce each luxury bag, and the equivalent of $20 to produce each pair of nice athletic and dress shoes. They place their signature pastel blue sole on the bottom of each pair of shoes and place their family emblem inside of the shoe, on each pair of sunglasses, and on each bag. Initially, they produce only a small number of items and strategically provide these few items to a few key people in East River so all others there can see the lovely items and covet. The sellers then announce a future massive launch date of each product for a price of $500. Sunglasses, $3,000 for luxury bags, and $2,000 for luxurious athletic and dress shoes. Fast forward to 10 generations, many members of the Glitterlover family place on layaway and buy thousands of products containing the Seller family emblem. Many use platinum and gold Seller family bank and trust credit cards to buy goods now but pay for later, along with paying ongoing compounded interest payments to the Seller's bank. At every manner of event, Glitterlover family members hold their heads up high, proudly strutting wherever they go because their apparel boldly bears the highly coveted Seller family emblem. Glitterlover family members unwittingly adorn themselves as human advertising billboards that promote Seller family brands. So my question to you is, how does this sort of mimic the way Black Americans are treated economically treated in today's society? Um, well, I noticed it's a sort of an exploitative like market design where the sellers are providing everything to the glitter lovers and they continue to just to covet their items, to purchase their items, turning a very big profit for the sellers, but next to nothing for the glitter lovers that right doesn't provide any actual value for them, but they get to present themselves as having wealth. And I think that's common in the black community, where right we buy like luxury items and black people
Afford it.
right can't actually afford the items that they're purchasing, and it continues to like promote brands of like white brands owned by white people, but don't invest it in their communities.
And one quick question:
Mhm.
Would the J is Thomas and Jane?
Listen, there's Tom and Jane. Yeah.
Tom and Jane.
Uh,
And Tom and Jane is the couple that was aligned with Prophet
yeah, the sellers.
and the sellers,
Yeah.
and then the other couple was the ones who would more so wanted to cultivate community more than the prophet.
No, they wanted accumulating all sorts of things that make life comfortable, luxurious, and fun. So they're about buying luxurious items.
So it's more of like one side is where they buy, so there was like the buyers and sellers.
Pretty much, yes.
Basically, the buyers and sellers. Okay.
Alright, yeah.
Yeah, I see that as just a way of in history where there's been a system that black people have been under in America,
Mhm.
and just the fact that we've fought back to a certain extent to even get the jobs whether they aren't really profitable to us.
Right.
At least be able to sustain a certain type of living.
Mhm.
But yeah, I see that a lot in Black America is a lot of people under the right rule. That's the owners of businesses or whatever the case may be. It's usually white, so what comes with that is a belittling environment when it comes to black people, and confines them to a certain level of I guess exploitation, and I guess progress
Right.
to a certain extent.
What are ways you see black people like fighting against the system and like trying to break out of it and create something for themselves?
I think that in order to create your own, either there's two ways you can do it. You can, one, teach yourself. There's plenty of information out there, and people that you can speak to that are also black that have paved the way, and you can get insight from them, or you can be under those white people. Kind of code switch to how they would like you to be,
Right.
which may sound kind of cruel or deceiving, but it is how the world is. Code switch to the point where you learn so much, you gain so much traction, and you gain so much knowledge from white people who
Yeah.
had a lot of power and knowledge, and then you turn that into your own thing. I think those are the two different ways that you can do it.
Do you think that that's a sustainable like thing to do? Do you think that would ultimately do you think that could create like a long-term benefit for the black community and not just as individuals, or is that just for individuals trying to better themselves and not necessarily just the community?
I think it comes down to understanding as the black person maybe creates their own thing or whatnot, the most important thing is the youth and the people coming up.
Right.
So in this entrepreneurship, from learning or whether you just taught yourself to whatever you may have encountered, who you may have encountered, I think to sustain everything is to teach and gather information so where the next coming up can see that and then go from there and maybe change something up or do something different or better.
Yeah.
I think that's the only way to sustain it, which is, I think, in general humans, that's how you do it.
So like just reinvesting in the community.
Right.
Right. Okay, that makes sense. But yeah.
I was gonna say, I can piggyback off one of your mindsets and like people need to like being able to push your whatever you're doing, be able to push it to a larger audience.
Right.
Because if you can't just stay in the one bubble you're in, you have to push it to a larger audience, get to a grander scope.
Right.
And that's the only way people can see what you're really trying to do, what you're really trying to get at. That's what I'm saying. For sustainability.
Thank you all so much for watching. I hope you found this episode inspiring and informative. In order to stay updated, please consider subscribing. And if you have any recommendations for future video ideas, please let me know in the comments. Thank you so much for watching.